Hi there, it's Zoe here from Missy's Bucket. I just wanted to do a quick video today, just talk a little bit about Sprintine Laminitis and some things that we can do to prevent the onset of this disease. Now, laminitis is one of the most common conditions affecting horses and its incidence more than doubles coming into the spring due to the spring flush of grass. So coming to spring, obviously spring grass is growing actively. That's a lot of young, fast-growing grass due to the change in the weather. And this grass can be a lot higher in nutritional content than at other times during the year. So the vitamins, minerals, essential omega-3 fatty acids and the protein are much higher, which is fantastic for some horses. And often explains why our horses look fantastic at this time of year, or coming sort of mid to late spring. But for those horses that are at risk of laminitis, it can be a real danger period due to the sugars and the starches also being a lot higher, and the calorie content in that grass is a lot higher. So the spring flush of grass can be really useful for many horses. Your thoroughbreds, older horses, brood mares and the feral horses, they all really rely on the extra nutrition in the grass at this time of year. However, for our at-risk horses, it is a real danger period, and it often starts much earlier than many people think. Usually by mid-August, I'm starting to receive phone calls and emails from people, and I have already had one catastrophic laminitis event, unfortunately, about a week ago. So it's really important to start becoming aware and putting in preventative measures at this time of year. So unfortunately there's no known cure for laminitis. The rehab can be long and involved and quite difficult, so really prevention is better than cure. And unfortunately some horses don't recover at all, so this was quite common where we have permanent changes in the hoof structure, and that horse will be suffering from pain and problems in the feet for a very long time. Probably the first one is to really make sure your horse isn't getting too fat. So regular checking and being familiar with the body condition scoring is useful. Also a really good mineral mix to make sure the diet is as balanced in minerals as possible is very helpful. And if you're feeding hay, to be aware of the different types of hay, some are safer than others. So exercise is the most effective way to prevent laminitis in horses with metabolic-induced laminitis, which is the most common form at this time of year. Really needs to be a formal exercise, 20 minutes of trotting at least 3 to 4 times a week. So whether that be ridden, driven. I had one lady that she used to tell me that she chased her herd of horses around a track system for 20 minutes on the motorbike. I've had other people riding one horse, leading one horse, or using other creative ways to get your horses moving. You've also got more independent, encouraging independent movement, so sometimes it can be useful to set up a track system for your horses, so they have to move around the track to find water and food, and having horses kept in a herd situation is really useful here because they tend to travel around together. If you have a bossy mare, that can also help. So the last thing I want to talk about is trim. Very important that the trim interval is short at this time of year. The hooves tend to grow very fast, and also if your farrier is coming out to trim every 4 weeks or so, then they may be able to notice changes in the hooves that you may not have, just because they do it every day and they have quite a trained eye. So that can be really useful just to have somebody look over your horse on a regular basis, keep the hooves nice and balanced, and the hoof walls not too long. Be aware, be alert, be on the lookout for new signs. If you're not sure if your horse is at risk, do some reading. I've got plenty of articles on my website, and I'm hoping to do some follow-up short videos on these as well, including risk factors, causes, what actually happens inside the hooves, and some of the first steps to take if you find that you're in a situation where your horse has developed laminitis. Now, with any of these things, if you're concerned about your horse's health, the first step should always be to talk to your vet. None of this information replaces good veterinary care. So do contact your vet if you're worried about your horse, and also talk to your farrier, your body workers. If you're worried about diet and you need some advice, shoot me an email, and as a team we can all help you get through it.